first of all, the aims of the webinar. So by the end of this webinar, you'll be able to identify different types of informal letter, use a simple structure to plan your letter, use an appropriate greeting and sign off, and write a clear opening and closing statement. Okay, and also you'll be able to use informal grammar and vocabulary. Right, just so Sadaf, if you could put that in the Q&A, that question, because it's quite a useful one, and then I will address it at the end, okay? Right, so this is the task. You would like to invite a friend from another country to visit you for your birthday. So you need to write a letter inviting your friend. In the letter, you have to tell your friend about your birthday, explain why you want them to visit, and offer your friend your spare room to stay in. Okay, you need to write at least 150 words. You do not need to write any address. Begin your letter as follows. Okay, so this is a typical question that you will get. And as you can see, 150 words, so it says at least, so that means it's okay to go over, but you can't go under. Right, so obviously the task is to write a letter. 150 words. And you have 20 minutes to do it. There are 3 different types of letter. Yeah, Sadif, as I said, if you can put that in the Q&A, okay, so put it in the Q&A and I'll address it at the end, okay? Because I want to really focus on the webinar first and then I'll look at other questions, all right? So just wait until the end and I'll look at that. Okay, so the types of letters. The first one is formal. What are the other types? Informal and semi-formal. Okay, so the semi-formal is kind of in the middle. Informal is the same as personal, right? So they're the 3 types. Okay, what type is this one? Yeah, so it's personal. So it does say informal here, but as I said, that's the same as personal. Yeah, how do you know that? Yeah, because it mentions friend. So immediately you know that it has to be informal. And that is reflected in the writing, in the kind of language that you're using. Okay, let's just have a look at different reasons for writing letters. Okay, so first of all, informal letters will be addressed to a friend. Why might you need to write to a friend? What kind of reasons might there be? Yeah, it could be an invitation, that's right. What kind of invitation? Yeah, it could be party, that's right. I mean, that's obviously that's quite a common one. Okay, possibly graduation. Sharing experiences, yes. Saying sorry, possibly, yeah. Or wedding. Yeah, baby shower. Okay, so you've got lots of different reasons. Hanging out, okay, spending summer vacation. So I think you need to kind of imagine the reasons why you might write to a friend, and that can prepare you for this. Okay, so here are some common reasons for writing a letter. Complaint. Invitation. Okay, can you give me some other ones? Right, so apologies, yeah, apologizing. Advice could be. Suggestions. Request. Maybe not job application, that's more formal. Yeah, let's have a look at some other ones. Okay, application, it could be application. Request, yeah, other ones. Advice, it could be. Apology. Explanation. Enrollment, possibly, yes. Feedback, yes. Accepting an offer, yeah. Making arrangements. And yeah, so obergili, yeah, information, yes. Yeah, no, I think some of you a bit confused. These are reasons for writing a letter. Okay, it's not, we're not just looking at informal letters here. We're coming back to that shortly, okay? So here it's just different reasons for writing a letter, right? So some are formal, some are informal. Okay, so they're kind of mixed up. And this is what you need to do here. So these types of letter, are they formal, semi-formal, informal, or any style? Okay, so you need to think about that now. What about the first one, complaint? Okay, most of you saying formal. Yeah, I would say it's a formal, generally it's formal, yeah. Invitation? Personal, okay. It could be, I mean, it's very often informal, but semi-formal, yeah, I mean, it could be an invitation to a wedding or something like that, which is semi-formal. A conference, that's right, that would, yeah, I mean, that's probably quite formal. What about application? Formal, yes. So that's always formal. Okay, request. Request is any style, so it could be any of these. It depends on the request. Apology. Any style. Yeah, any style. So again, it depends on what you're apologizing for, who you're apologizing to, okay? Explanation. Yeah, I mean, I would probably say any style actually, or informal, semi-formal. Making arrangements. Again, any style. Again, you know, this one, of course, it depends on who you're making the arrangements with. And giving information. Any style. Yeah, so somebody was asking, what's the difference between semi-formal and informal, I think they said. Semi-formal is, I mean, they're all, to be honest, semi-formal is fairly similar to informal, but it's more neutral. Okay, informal is the kind of language you would use with a friend, whereas semi-formal is somebody who's, could be an acquaintance. So it's not formal, but it's not informal, it's in the middle. But I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's the difference between formal and informal is more important. Okay, yeah, informal is using a casual tone, that's right. So coming back to the letter, your task for today. So you need to think about how to plan your letter. Yeah, that's right. Yes, it's informal to a person, formal for a company. That's right. Before you start writing, make a plan. Okay, so this is obviously the same for all these IELTS tasks. You need to make a plan. Underline keywords. Right, what are the keywords in this letter, do you think? Invite, birthday, yeah. Birthday, friend, yes. Could be another country. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm talking really about the words actually in the task, not what you need to do. Okay, so it's just the words in this task. Okay, so we've got invite a friend here. Another country. Visit. Spare room, yes. Birthday. Okay, again, inviting your friend. Tell about your birthday. Explain why. Want. Visit. Offer. Spare room. Stay. Okay, so it probably that sounds really obvious, but if you underline these words, you'll make sure that you don't miss anything out, right? Because you've got these 3 bullet points and you have to include everything. You have to answer all these. Right, so you can brainstorm ideas for each point. Okay, so let's just get some ideas now. Think of a friend from another country. Who would you suggest? Any suggestions? Okay, Mohammed, Juma, Canada, China, okay. Indonesia, Josh from England. Okay, so you've got lots of ideas. The other main points, birthday, why visit, spare room. And it's a good idea to think of a real friend. It just makes it a lot easier. Okay, so we've got Maria from Greece, who's a friend from college. Birthday. Okay, 30th birthday, as Shirin said. And then what you're going to do for that is dinner, then karaoke afterwards. Okay, why do you want them to visit? Okay, you want to you were looking at old photos, you want to catch up and reunite with old friends. Okay, why karaoke? Good question, Ahmed. I wouldn't want to do that either. Spare room. Okay, you can say you have lots of space and you can pick them up from the airport. So remember at this stage, Ahmad and other people who are asking about this is all about planning. Okay, so it's brainstorming. You're just getting a few ideas down and then you can develop them, right? So looking at it like this doesn't make a lot of sense, but you're just getting a few ideas down and then you develop them into a letter. Okay, let's have a look at the structure now. Okay, so first of all, we have the greeting. How many parts do you think we have in this letter? 5, 4, 3. Okay, it's actually, I'll show you how many we have. But some parts are really, really short, so they don't seem like parts. Okay, so we've got greeting, purpose, body paragraphs, closing, and what's the last one? No, not 11. 11's too many. Sign off. That's right. 5 parts. Okay, but as I said, some of them, like the first one and the 5th one, are really short. Okay, so it's only 150 words, so you can't put that much information in it. And I'm just going to give you some phrases now, and I want you to put them in the right section. Okay, best wishes. Yes, number 5. How are you? Number 1. This one. Anyway, I can't wait to hear from you. Yes, number 4. As for the party, it's going to be great. Number 3, yeah. I thought I'd get in touch to ask. 2, that's right. Sorry it's been so long. Yeah, number 1. Okay, I'm going to explain some of these in a minute. All the best. 5, that's right. You're welcome to stay at my place. Okay, everyone's saying different things here. Okay, that one is number 3, the body paragraph. Thanks so much for your letter. Yeah, so number 1. Yeah, so that would be the first thing you'd say. I just wanted to let you know that. Number 2, that's right. Let me know if I can help at all. Yeah, some of you, sorry, the questions are moving quite quickly, so I'll come back to that. So number 4. Sorry, I went a bit quickly. Okay, somebody asked a question then, it's gone, lost it. Right, so these are just some different examples. But this is a typical way we write letters, okay? So you have to have a greeting. It's just sort of making small talk. So that was the question up over, can't we add greeting and the purpose in one paragraph? You can do. I would say it's more common to separate them actually. So you just have literally one line. Okay, how are you? Sorry it's been so long, something like that. And then then you leave a line and then you would introduce the purpose. So yeah, Ahmad, thank you. That was the question I was looking at. Can we use I'd instead of I would? Yes, that's fine. That's informal. Okay, so that for this type of letter, you can use I'd because it's informal. So you can use contractions. Can you start with hi? You can, except if it says, dear, please start with dear, you have to start with what they suggest. But otherwise, if you're replying to an informal letter and it doesn't tell you what to start with, you could say hi. I think it's a good idea to leave a line just to make it really clear, to make the sections really clear and show the examiner that you know how to structure the letter. Okay, so remember a lot of it is about the structure, using the correct structure. Yeah, Ahmed, so you need to look at the letter and judge if it's formal or informal, that's right. Remember, if it's a friend, it's going to be informal. And then for other things, it would be fairly obvious if it's formal, okay? If it's formal, you shouldn't be using contractions, right? So you can't say you can't say you're, you'd say you are, for example. No, you would have dear or hi, Shirin. But thank you for the questions, they're really useful. Any other questions, just ask as we go along and I'll try to address them. Okay, looking at greeting and sign off. Okay, what informal greetings do you know? So I think it was Shirin mentioned hi and dear. Oh, hi. Which other ones do you know? Hey, yeah. Hey. Hey is like quite American, but we use it now as well. Hello is okay, yes. Yes. Dear is good for any situation, really. So best way to judge the number of words. Actually, I'll come on to that because that's a good question. So keep some of these for the end. It's quite an important one. Right, so for greeting, hi, hey, dear. Okay, so yo, yeah, I mean, that is really informal, right? So it's probably not really appropriate. I mean, you might do that in normal life, but probably not here. So you shouldn't say dear friend. Okay, these are all things you shouldn't do. You shouldn't say dear Mr. or dear Mrs. You shouldn't say dear sir or madam. Okay, because it's informal, so it's not appropriate. Dear friend, because Manushree, we don't really speak like that now. In the past, you might, the Victorian age, you might have written dear friend, but nowadays we don't communicate in that way. Respected sir, no, that's really formal. And also it's not really how we speak either. Okay, so I would just learn a few stock phrases like this. So informal, hi, hey, or dear. Okay, just remember those three and that you should be fine. So what about informal sign-offs? How could you finish? Lots of love, warm regards. Okay, let's see. Best wishes. It's okay. All the best. So this is a good one actually, because it's sort of in between, right? So it covers really different situations. You wouldn't really say sweet nightmares and things. That sounds quite interesting, but I would stick with one of these. Okay, best wishes, all the best, see you soon, best regards. Yeah, you can use it for formal letter. Again, I would say it's more semi-formal. So it's appropriate for either, really. You wouldn't really say yours lovingly. So, okay, things that you should not say: yours sincerely, yours faithfully. Why not? What's the problem with these phrases? Too formal, yeah. So these are appropriate for formal letters. What's the difference? Just thinking briefly about formal letters. What's the difference between them? When would you use this one? Yeah, you wouldn't say your secret lover. Not really. To a teacher or supervisor, that's right. Yeah. So yours sincerely is when you know the name of the person. Yours faithfully is when you don't know the name. Okay, but these are for formal letters. Yeah, I'll be a gully. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's move on. And yeah, importantly, remember the comma, right? Here, remember the comma after your greeting and sign off. No, yours obediently it's not really the kind of phrase that we use. So with this, I would honestly try not to be too creative. Just remember these phrases, okay? Just learn maybe 3 like this, 2 or 3 different sign-offs. So then you're not going to go wrong, okay? You don't want to be too creative. You can be creative within the letter, but with the greetings and sign-off, just stick to the kind of accepted phrases. And you can use all the other lovely phrases you suggested if it's a real person, because it shows your personality. But I would say in IELTS, you just need to be safe. Keep it simple and neat, that's right.